Okay. Hello everyone, hey, if you're new here, my name is Kezia. Today's video is going to be very chill. I am again on the sofa, which is where I just do my more chatty videos. I'll probably show you some images throughout just to like visualize, not many, just maybe one or two, just to show what I'm talking about. But ultimately this isn't a skin update, this is just kind of an update in general, what's going on. And I'm here with some tea. I just wanted to really make an easy video that just kind of can explain how I've been feeling, what's been going on with my skin, and moments like this really make me realize that this is genuinely an outlet for me, like to just share what's been on my mind, to just share what's been going on and put it online, and like that's it, like bye, now I can just deal with it and get on with my life. So thank you for watching, thank you for being here. And of course, if you find it helpful, interesting, anything like that, then please be sure to give this video a like, or subscribe down below if you want to follow my journey and my skin experiences. So I'm hoping to upload this video on the same day as today when I'm filming. I'm filming this in my lunch break, which is definitely a benefit from working from home. And I just wanted to explain that I've basically quit tretinoin again. Yes, this is my second time quitting tretinoin. I've been on tretinoin 0.05, 0.25, 0.025. I've just been on a journey with it, and different formulations, you know, tretinoin mixed with clindamycin, this, that and the other. I've used it from Dermatica. By the way, this is nothing negative towards Dermatica. Dermatica's team is amazing. The formulations are great. It's just that I really can't, I feel like often I explain these in my videos, sometimes I touch on them, but there is a mental aspect that comes with acne, and sometimes when I'm in the down low points is when I will sometimes make impulse decisions. For example, one of them was like, I'm gonna go to Harley Street dermatologist and I'm gonna like get, you know, the best service or whatever, and I didn't, because I was like, that was an impulse decision, let me cancel that appointment that's 15 minutes long but costs like 200 quid, 200 pounds. Not worth it. Like so yeah, sometimes I just make those impulse decisions based on they're very emotionally led basically. And yeah, this one I had a flare up again, and I've been having a flare up since December, really, since I did switch out, no longer using clindamycin. So let me just start with the fact that tretinoin has made a difference to my skin throughout both my journeys. I've seen that, it's on YouTube, you guys can see before and afters, but there is a lot of side effects that come with it, to the point where sometimes I'm like, why am I bothering? Like the side effects versus the results. Obviously, in everything that I say in this video is based on me, my experience and my body. Everybody else is different, so I'm not here to tell people what you should be using, what you shouldn't be using. You should do what is right for you. At the end of the day, that is it, bottom line. And I'm simply sharing my experiences. So yeah, I've had a complete journey with tretinoin, like a full-on journey. A lot of mistakes were made, I've learned a lot, and it's been hectic. In between that, I've had Adapalene. Before that, I've had other prescription treatments. You know, I've had acne for a very long time, to the point where when I get those emotional lows, I'm like, what can I do next? What can I do next? Because I'm sick of living like this. And I know acne maybe seems viewed as something that's very superficial. Oh, it's just your skin. Like, oh, but it massively affects people's self-esteem, self-confidence. And that's the thing, I reached the low where it was like, I don't really want to be seen without makeup right now. That is when I know that I'm in a state with my skin, a place where it's not good. I'm like, why, Kezia? Why do you feel that way? Well, because my skin is very red and inflamed. Image inserted. Inflammation is real. Like, my skin, it just gets so inflamed very easily. And I thought, you know, many times I take the blame. I'm like, well, I'm doing too much, let me go back to minimal skincare. My skin just gets very inflamed very easily. And from that, I just have had a lot of spots where I sometimes would have to Google genuinely, like, how to tell if a spot is infected, because they're very like pus filled, and to me sometimes I'm like, this looks like an infection, like how can I be certain that it's not? Like, I don't know. There are definitely the bacteria elements to my acne is there 100%, and that's why I think the topical clindamycin helped massively, but it's not something you can be on for a long time. it just, Tretinoin has been good, but I mean, we can get into it. Basically, I've quit the Tretinoin. I was using that at 0.05 now with 4% hydroquinone. Obviously I'm aware there's a purging stage, I'm aware of all these things, I've been through them before, but I just felt like, in all honesty, fuck this. Like, fuck this, I'm so done. And I've worked so hard on other elements to try and figure out what might be causing my acne, how I could help it. I'm not looking for a cure to acne. There isn't really one. Accutane, probably the closest thing, because the relapse of acne after taking that medication, I believe, is low, but I don't know the statistics. But generally, for people I know, it's not something that just comes back to, especially not to the extent that it was. The acne wouldn't come back at the same rate for everybody. Side effects is what really puts me off oral medication for acne. So here's the Doxycycline that I have been prescribed. I have 2 of them. So 100 oh god, just remember my information is on there. 2 of them, so 100 capsules. Mine personally are tiny, like tiny, really easy to swallow. I knew that my doctors were going to put me on antibiotics if I'd approached them. I knew that if I'd gone to that dermatology appointment, antibiotics is a thing. Because it is very helpful. It helps to get the inflammation and the bacteria that's causing the acne under control, and really you can work with that. I also have the Differin cream. I wouldn't set an overlay because it's upstairs at the moment, but I'm also going to be using that. I originally was going to go with the Doxycycline with azelaic acid because that is something I'd also been using. And I just thought, actually, I've been using a retinoid and my skin has somewhat adjusted to the retinoid throughout this period of time. For example, I've been using Tretinoin for, oh my gosh, 6 to 7 months? 7 months? I don't know, I've lost count, but a good amount of time for my skin to have adjusted. To then not be using the retinoid, I was like, it would make sense for me to switch to Adapalene. Adapalene is kind of like a couple of levels down from Tretinoin. It can be less aggressive, but you know, still can yield good results. So I'm also going to be using that in the evenings. Funnily enough, I read that you can't use Doxycycline and Tretinoin together, so that was interesting to learn because I didn't know that. The point is, I'm using the antibiotics for my skin, but my body is taking it throughout, so it's getting rid of the bad bacteria and good bacteria throughout the body. And with that, it makes me more susceptible to yeast infections and other side effects and things that can happen. Side effects of this antibiotic alone is like nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, loads of other things. And it's like, well, I don't really want to go through all of that, especially for the sake of my skin, but in a sense, this is also for the sake of my mental health, because they kind of link together. That makes sense. Also, this is a short-term treatment, so it's not something that I would have to be on for a very, very long time. I'm also kind of wary that the results may also be short-term. Like, my acne can definitely come back once I stop the antibiotics. And from that, I was like, again, fuck it. I would love to have clear skin throughout summer. And if I can just enjoy that and soak that in and the events that I've planned and everything, and I can just fully immerse and enjoy myself and not think about my skin, the mental aspect of that is making it worthwhile for me, yeah. And that's quite sad, isn't it? Yeah, it's quite sad, but that's the reality of my way of thinking. So along with that, I have really been working on my gut. You guys, one of my last videos, I was talking about the elimination diet where I took out dairy to see if I was lactose intolerant, to see to what extent it might be affecting my digestive system. I've been doing a lot, and I think it reaches the point where, hey, I've tried all these topical treatments. I've done cutting out the sugar, I've done cutting out the dairy, and my skin still doesn't give a shit. I've checked my hormones. I could still, the element of PCOS could still be there, but generally, I've done a lot. Like, I just deserve to just, for a moment, let me just have these antibiotics, because they are given as a breather. Gives your skin time to prevent more spots from coming, because it's a constant cycle, right? Spots, pigmentation, this one heals, another 2 come. And it just feels like it genuinely is never ending. And I'm just like, how much longer can I take this? Because at this point, I don't want to go out without makeup. At this point, I hate the way I'm looking. At this point, it's just making me feel really just down and, you know, just not worth it. So I'm not here to tell people what they should do with their body, whether you should have antibiotics, whether you shouldn't, whether you go for Roaccutane, whether you don't. Do what's right for you. But I'm here sharing my journey online. By the way, talking about skin, today I'm wearing the Kiehl's Ultra UV Defense mineral sunscreen. This is like my go-to, pretty much wear it daily, so that's what I have on the skin at the moment, which obviously does help with some of that redness. But I just kept thinking, if this just gets worse and worse and worse, I'm probably gonna have the worst summer, because I would love to just be makeup free in summer and just enjoy my time on the beach or whatever I'm doing and not have to care. And you deserve that too, by the way. If you're sitting there with acne, we have the right to it, and you have the right to do whatever you feel is fit in order for you to get there. Okay, so I also thought I would touch on the fact that obviously gut health is something I've been really looking into. From that, I take probiotics anyway, but when you're taking antibiotics, like I said, the good and the bad bacteria are going, and you need to restore that. And albeit it takes time, like it's not just, oh, I'm using this so let me counteract it with this. Not necessarily, but to help with those side effects, for example, the diarrhea, the vomiting. No, first day, have not experienced anything, obviously, but to help with that, you need to help your gut. Like, you need to do what you can do to help build that good bacteria and strengthen that. You know, it's kind of like a war between the two. And for me, that is probiotics, which I currently take. I've been taking probiotics for, I don't even know, ages and ages. But I was like, let me amp it up. Let me get the best. So I'm going with 50 billion, guys. Obviously, 50 billion, does it actually reach your gut? To what extent? How many? Ongoing debate. I also have some more upstairs, which I am currently using because these ones I've had before, but this particular pack, I got 2 of these because there are 30 capsules in there. So 1 a day, again, to go alongside with the Doxycycline, not together, but Doxycycline was prescribed to me to take on an empty stomach. I'm at the 100 mg, 100 milligrams, but I understand that some people are on like 200, 150, it varies. So empty stomach is recommended, but I know some people have really struggled with nausea and stuff and do recommend to take it with food. For me, I will continue on the empty stomach. It's only day 1. I'll continue with that, and if I do find I'm getting nauseous or anything is going on, then I will just start incorporating it with some food in there before I take the tablet. On top of that, I guess the probiotic foods, which we cannot forget, you know, the fruit and vegetables help anyway because they provide fiber, which help the good bacteria thrive. Alongside that, I love those kind of foods, luckily. Kombucha, sauerkraut, kimchi. I always say kefir wrong because my sister has embedded kefir in me. I think it's kefir. All these things I need to just be like amplifying, you know, really get a lot into my system. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if anyone else feels the same, but it's just, I feel like I've done everything. So at this point, antibiotics, one of the last resorts, Roaccutane, one of the last resorts. The last time I was on antibiotics was about 4 years ago because I had a bite on my leg that got infected. I stupidly scratched at it. And I was antibiotics, and I had antibiotics then, obviously very, very short term, like a week maybe, whereas this is a good 3 months. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I just wanted to put this video out there, that this is what's happening. If you don't see any more Tretinoin update videos from me, this is why. Right, well, I feel like I've got a lot off my chest. Just to let you know, upcoming updates will be relating to Differin, Adapalene, Doxycycline. So if that still sounds like your thing, then please, you know, subscribe down below, give this video a like, comment your journey, let me know if you've used antibiotics. Thanks so much, bye.